Okay.
The February meeting of the White Lake Library Board of Trustees at 6:47 PM. Okay. All right, and so we'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
We lost our flag.
Excused.
Treasurer Evelyn Newton.
Here.
Secretary Carrie Francis, present. Trustee Becky Knapp
Here.
and trustee William Lawrence.
Present.
Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are also in attendance.
Okay. Would someone like to approve our agenda for this evening?
I make the motion to approve the agenda for the February White Lake Library Board of Trustees meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
So we have 4. Yeah. All right, next we move on to public comments. We have a visitor today. Annette, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and are they supposed to say their address or not?
Well, yeah, please.
I can't remember.
Mike?
No?
Okay. Take this one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, I'll hold it, I'll bring it right back.
Okay, thank you, Annette.
So my name is Annette LeBaron. I'm actually here for State Senator Runstead. I'm his district director.
Okay.
Sometimes people see me around here occasionally. But I'm also a resident of White Lake. I live at 9060 here on Bluffs. Moved here about a year and a half ago. Oh, I am, very cool.
I'm on Twin Lakes Drive.
Oh, okay, very
So we're
nice.
very close.
So I just thought I saw this on the agenda and Jim thought it's a good idea for me to step in every once in a while and just see what's going on at the library, just to stay connected with the community, and always here and happy to help. So the people at the desk have my contact information at the Senate office and even I think my personal cell. So if you need anything, feel free to reach out. But I just wanted to say hello and see what you guys are up to.
Okay, well, I'm sure Jim knows, and you may know that we have a millage this year.
No, I did not know
We do.
that.
We have a millage. We have 3 millages that fund the library,
Okay.
and this year is one of the 3. Right?
We have one new perpetual.
Yeah, we have a perpetual, and then we have these 2 others.
Going to go around to all of his municipalities and find out what villages are coming around for each of them and what they're a little bit about. So
Right,
so
so
I will
we're,
add that. You have 3 of them?
we have 3 that fund the library, but the one that's coming up for a vote, we are looking to restore what's been
Yes.
taken to the Hepburn
Okay.
and renew it and restore it to what it was originally,
Okay.
which is what we did last time.
Okay.
And it's on the August ballot.
Yeah, because I saw there was no vote in May, so, but that's in the August one. Are you guys talking about that today? Or not really?
Yes.
I think we're talking about the language.
The language of it, okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you.
Well, thanks for introducing yourself in there.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, I've got presentation next. Did we have one? I didn't think we had one tonight. Okay, approval of the minutes from last meeting.
And make a motion to approve the minutes of the White Lake Library Board of Trustees, January 2026.
Second. Don't all jump in there.
I'll do.
Okay, thank you, William. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4 yes votes. And officer reports. I will report that I went to the chamber meeting that was at Big B's. Because really I just had to roll out of bed, get dressed and go across the street to the Big B's. It was very easy to find and to get to. The owner, Paul, and his family hosted us. They were very nice. They gave us all a coffee. And I met some people I didn't know. In fact, I needed a notary, and one guy that was there, his name is Richard, will drive to you to do your notary. So that worked out well. So I was getting ready to call the library to see if we had a notary. I knew we had a person who was a notary, but I don't know if that's a function that we know. Okay, that's what I was now wondering about. Okay. So anyway, thank you to Richard from like Notary to Go or something. I can't remember the name, but he was very nice. He came to the house, worked with my husband, got everything signed. So I just want to say it's good to go because you might make a connection you need.
Well, actually, it's really good for us to know if we need a notary.
Mhm. And also I wore a new name tag. April can show you what it looks like. We made them with our,
No, I'm good. That's.
they're not 3D printer, it's the
Laser.
laser engraver. And everybody liked them. I had an orange one. We used them, some of the brand colors to make them. Okay, Amy's got orange, April had blue. Everybody liked them. The one comment I had was you can tell they were written to be worn in the library because it's the name of the person and then their position. And then White Lake Library is in very little letters.
Okay.
And so as I met new people, they said, hey, that's a really cool name tag. And they're like, who
Ah,
are you with
yeah.
again? Because I hadn't been to a meeting in a while. So like when you guys make them for us, I would just reverse the position and the library, and do we as a group care if it just says White Lake Library Board of Trustee?
That's what it should say.
Okay, we don't need to do positions. So that's how I felt, but I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. Okay,
I think.
so if you are gonna make
Library board trustee.
what? Yes, because it says White Lake Library above it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes,
So if you make them for everybody else.
I think that's what I have on my signature too.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, I wanted to say they were well received. It allowed me to tell people, hey, we've got a laser engraver. You can make stuff yourself and we might be getting new name tags, which is good because I always lose my notebook. So. All right, so that's my library report. Next would be Eric, and he's not here. So I'm gonna say he doesn't have a report. And so that brings us to you, Carrie.
I have nothing to report at this point.
Okay, and then it comes to Gwen for the bills.
So, I don't know if anybody has looked at our, at the balance, the finance reports for today, but they're pretty explanatory, and they're small because this is the first month, January. And one of the good things for this month, it's one of those rare months that we do not have a CD to approve.
Yeah.
Yes, so, and as you can see, so we had a little bit of a discrepancy that I just wanted to mention in the CDs. For Lake Michigan Credit Union, we had asked in our board meeting, we'd approved it, it just roll over as is, but, the person that did the rollover for us took everything out of the savings as well. And
okay.
added it to, which is fine, but they left us $5 to leave it open. But we ended up adding $6,800 to the CD. So, which made me think when I was looking at some of the documentation from our accountant that I think I think that we might do that with, more, if we look at page. Hang on, I'll give you the page that I want to talk about. As well, it was in the. Okay, the very last page, the cash and short-term investments. If you look at our cash savings, we have $28,000 in cash. And I think as we go through some of the CDs, we should start moving some more of that over into CDs because it's really not making any interest in savings accounts.
Do you want to present that next month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason to present it now. I'll present it as we do each, as we do each CD, I'll bring it up.
Okay, so the next one I see is.
We have one in May, so next, yes, so when I bring up the May one.
That'd be April?
Which is Chase. No, we do them 2 months in advance.
Okay, so it'd be.
In case we have an issue that we don't have everybody to make quorum, we do them 2 months in advance.
Oh, you know what, 5/12 is gonna be before the March meeting. The 2 months would be before the March meeting.
Oh, sure. Okay, so we'll be doing it
We'll
next.
do them both.
Yeah, I hadn't
Okay.
thought about that.
Okay.
None of us thought about that in the finance meeting.
Oh,
Right, so, yes, so next month we will vote, so on the Chase one. Okay, and we'll probably,
Jason Flagstar
Chase
and
and, Flagstar, and we'll,
would you do a new one?
and
or
we'll,
just add
and
it
well,
to
we're
one of
gonna
those?
do, and then we're gonna do Genesis as well,
Okay.
okay?
The cedar.
The CDRs, we have them listed as automatically rolling over to the checking account. Okay,
Okay.
so, because last month we put in, we put 4 CDs at $250,000 a piece, and all of that is rolling back into the checking account.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then I'm just going to, like I said, everything's pretty straightforward for the first month. For January.
Uh-huh.
So if there are any other questions, I'm gonna make a motion to approve, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the January bills as presented.
Carrie seconded, all in favor? Okay, 4 yes votes. We're paying our January bills.
Paying our January bills,
All
even
right.
when we don't want to.
All righty. So, next on the list is our library director's report, and April is overcoming sinus infection and has requested to not talk a lot. So
Okay.
we all got our packages ahead of time. Did anybody have any questions on the director's report as you received it? And you do have other things to talk about though. Is that what you told me? Okay, so.
I actually wanted to talk about. Oh, it's in. I'm sorry, it might be later in the meeting. It is.
Okay.
No, I read through most, through
Mm-hmm.
the whole packet. I think our engagement on opening our, opening the new, anything that comes up from the newsletters and stuff is really, really good.
Uh-huh.
But our social media, we've got to figure out a way to get more, we have almost 5,000 followers on social media, but we have very little interaction with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it did go down. It looked like it was less about rates and more about looking on the links with the folks, which is fine. It was going to get.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying lots of new things. There's some new videos stuff that coming out. Anything that's static, the algorithm pushes it down, so you don't get the kind of, it doesn't push that. Social media wants to see real faces, real people doing
Sure.
things.
Yeah.
And so that's why the team's trying to.
Well, I personally like the Fridays with Faith.
Yeah.
Isn't
Not relatively soon. I actually jumped at the chance to do that presentation and said, oh, we're doing this, and I won't tell you because I'll let you wait and see it. I think it's really good. So
Okay. Now, are we done with the people who designed it for us? Are there any updates coming? Or is what we see what we get at this
The
point?
website?
The website.
what
Because
is
It's done.
I clicked on something and it it dead ended, so
Then you need to know.
I will go play with it again
Yes,
and
please.
hopefully do that, because I thought, oh, maybe they're just still working on that. Okay, so it is.
That's neat.
And anything that you click on like that, we can fix that
Internally.
Internal,
Yes,
yes.
It's an easy.
It's
fix.
just making the ones live or whatever. Okay, all right, I will do that.
Isn't there somewhere on every page something about, webmaster?
I have no idea.
Usually on the
just-
website there, you can contact a webmaster when there's something wrong.
I was just trying to find access
That is a
to
good
the,
point.
okay,
Well, but you have direct access to. Just you know, one second. Sometime. It tells you it's designed by, and click on walk one, it takes you to walk one.
Yeah.
The preferred method that we would prefer is that you.
Right.
Get to us, email a librarian, and it's right on there, right above it.
every
So-
page? Like William said, or just the main page, or?
It's the bottom of the header, so give me 1 second, I'll just test it out. I'm sorry, I sound funny. Yeah, it's on every page.
Okay.
That one.
And I'll look for that too, William, when I pop around and try to recreate what I did. Okay, anything else, April?
Not for that. You can check, our stats were. Pretty good, amazingly enough, circulation was. Down just a tad, despite the fact that we had the highest new cards, one of the new cards, and the debt went up. And. All the computers, Wi-Fi, something else was the other, say, and records. So they came in and they got cards, they just didn't check out as much.
Okay. All right,
And then canopy is in there.
I assume we'll expect it to get higher as people start to realize what that we have around.
oh, I met somebody at the coffee. Sorry, this is a rabbit trail, but her name was Ruth. She's involved with the Historical Society, and she said she's doing some kind of program in May.
So that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
well, we do a lot with them, in department programs.
okay, I just hadn't heard about it because I haven't seen the newsletter yet, so the April newsletter yet, so I wasn't sure. I told her I'd follow up. And she was excited about the ancestry, that the genealogy that we,
It's gonna be,
yeah, that we
we're
added.
gonna have a genealogy, workshop.
Oh,
For the
fabulous.
context of the American Revolution and genealogist specialists,
Okay,
so that's coming,
all right,
stay tuned.
all right.
That's fabulous.
Okay,
Just had a meeting with them this week.
good.
Yes. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Well, go ahead. Well, I didn't need to tell.
Yeah, I'll let you talk. We have very exciting news for a staff kudo. Heather wrote a book. It's been published and it will be displayed at PLA, the Public Library Association. She was chosen on 125 independent authors from the United States to be displayed at a specific table at the Public Library Association
Wow.
in Minneapolis in April.
That is really
exciting.
exciting.
So,
Nice.
she's already sold books on Amazon
Uh-huh.
and through Ingram Spark, which is the company that she's contracted with. And she's getting some pretty good uptake on it.
Oh,
That's awesome. Good for
fabulous.
her. Is she gonna go to the
All
meeting?
authors in the United States, she was one of 125.
That's awesome.
Her first book.
really-
she's
Are we
only
gonna get a
one
copy of
small
it for the
article
library?
Published in her
Okay.
college newspaper, so this is the second thing she's ever had published.
Oh, my
Good
God.
for her.
Wow.
That's
And
exciting.
for a very, that's a really big honor.
Uh-huh.
No kidding.
Awesome. We'll say congratulations, Heather, to,
Yes, that's fabulous.
very cool. All right, moving on to committee reports. William, do you want to do the building committee
Yeah,
or,
I can do it.
okay,
All right, so we met Monday, February 16th at 2 PM. Thanks for adjusting for my schedule. Goyette's fixed the pipe and reconstruction from the leak is nearly complete. At that point, I don't know where it's standing right now. Same, okay. Talked about the generator, getting a couple quotes, and we're working on a schedule right now of getting somebody out here to give us the first quote, or second quote, I should say. Um, Have a list of companies and stuff like that. So we talked about painting the building again and the procedure, and we're gonna talk about it more in March. So seal coat on the parking lot, discuss that again and try to get it done as early as we can. Carpet cleaner for carpet and furniture cleaning, we're just gonna kind of put that off till we figure out what we're gonna do with the painting. Okay. Clean twice.
Mhm.
We discussed the information desk wall, shelving and stuff like that. I had a couple different quotes. And so there's a little bit of discussion we had on that, and just kind of holding off right now, I think, right? We were looking at maybe another design.
Yeah, one is requesting basically, they want to know a top amount that we would be willing to pay. The other two are requesting earnest money for renderings. Each is about around $2,800. One company is offering a single drawing with like a 3D, and one is offering three. So for one, you get three for 2,800, and for one, you get one for 2,800 renderings.
And there's no rebate. I meant to ask this at the meeting. I forgot. There's no rebate if we go with their design. Is that correct?
Meaning would that come off the top?
Yeah,
I have not asked that question.
I would ask.
because it probably will, but I would actually verify that.
We don't have any comparative quotes, so
Right.
it's really,
Yeah.
right now, we could not worry about that as much once we get comparative quotes. And so we're gonna get to continue on next month. We investigated, talked about window coatings. Again, we've been talking about this for quite a while now. And so, after our 50th anniversary, and it was so hot in here, I think that was what spurred it. So anyway, I know that, we had, Window Genie that came out and gave us a quote. I saw the follow-up on the emails, followed that. And we're still waiting on some original prints on the portico design. Next meeting is Monday, March 9th at 3 p.m.
Okay. Okay. Becky, do you want to do the finance?
Yeah,
Okay.
the finance committee met Tuesday, February 17th. These inherited IRA, they submitted the inherited IRA for the organization beneficiary application to Charles Schwab. We reviewed the 2025 budget and the start of the 2026 budget. We did not really discuss any CD updates, since those will be coming in May, coming up due in May. We talked about the millage review. We did go over some information on the naming rights policy and additional ways to break down areas. And we're looking into more of that. We did discuss library foundations and decided at this time to put that on hold. We find that we have more flexibility with interest in CDs than having a bulk of our money in a foundation that we can't access if needed. Our next meeting is Wednesday, March 11th. Via Zoom.
And I have a couple of comments.
Yes.
One, I did work with Charles Schwab today to finish that documentation. Okay.
I was gonna ask.
Yes, that's completed. And two, when I had that meeting with him, I asked him about this keeping an account open for additional contributions, and it's not possible. And why it's not possible is because each one of whenever we receive an inherited IRA, we have to open an inherited IRA account, and it's specific to the funds that we're receiving. So the other thing that I requested from him is is he sending you the documentation back and forth encrypted? And I asked him why today, so we worked around that, but I said, anything that you're sending back and forth to April, because you were listed on it, so he said, I can send this documentation to April encrypted, but that's not gonna give me what I need. He needed personal information about me, and I wasn't willing to give it unencrypted over an email, and I said, I'm sure you have encryption email software. And he says, yes, we do. He could send it to you, but he couldn't send it to me. He can only send it to one person in the organization. I have no idea why. So anyway,
Is that the email change? Because I did get a notification there was an email.
he added me, but he couldn't get an encryption email sent to me. But I did remind him that any email that would have any personal information about any of the board members must be encrypted when he sends it to you. I was really surprised that when I just received an email and he was asking me for personal information that I thought was, should be encrypted.
That's good to know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
The investment firms that we work with, and even all the banks, most of the stuff we do with the banks, it all comes encrypted. So, anyway,
I have a question on the IRA.
yes.
When I inherited my mom's IRA, I had 10 years to deplete it in an MRD. Is that a minimum required distribution? Is that follow
It
for us?
probably will as well.
But Schwab would advise us on that?
Well, they'll be able to tell us, but I don't know if it's an organization, if we have to take it out in 10 years.
It just made me think of that. And
I couldn't ask
wasn't
him
sure.
because I did not have the beneficiary's birth date. He couldn't tell me anything about the IRA.
He told me,
Okay, well,
and I have some.
if I would have known the birth date, he would have given me all the
You
information.
didn't have enough information to verify you knew who you were talking.
Yes, and so, right. So, and I thought, I'm not bothering you with it at this point. Whatever gift it is what it is, and we're gonna be grateful for it.
Yes.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, so anyway, I figure we'll probably just take it all at once, but if it's like a couple $1,000,000, maybe we won't, right? I
Right.
don't think it's gonna be quite that big.
right, we're gonna, we don't know.
We don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
But we will, definitely,
That was just my question.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were hoping to be able to, have a longstanding account, but I understand what
Mhm.
what his comment was about, so,
Okay,
okay.
so Gwen, are you gonna do policy committee? Since Eric's
I
not here?
So and it's gonna be quick. We met on Monday, February 26th. The policy committee met on Monday, February 23rd. So we have one minor update to the exhibits and displays to clarify that there's an outdoor sign is reserved exclusively for library use and library programs. And that's gonna come up in new business. And I'll explain it more in new business. Staff's working on the procedures to implement a waiver process for the library of things. So when somebody's in the idea lab, they need to understand, if for some reason they stuck their hand in the laser printer and it got burned, we're not responsible.
Okay.
It's things like that. So, and then the finance committee is working on the naming rights. Becky was, very astute and said, well, we have this big space for here, but then we have a chair over here. So we're trying to figure out, April's, staff is mostly working on that, to figure out, how we're going to designate naming rights, for
Okay.
objects in the library.
All right, yeah, when we did it, the one time we did it, it was just when we were starting the library. And if you gave over a certain amount, you could get your name on it.
Well, like we have for the adult area, we have a organization up
Mhm.
there as a donor, and it's for the entire space. And then in the children's area, it's like per animal chair.
There was a lady who wanted to do chair, I remember that.
Right.
There was a lady who wanted to do that, and then there were other people who gave more than $5,000. And so for them, we let them name rooms and stuff, so we should probably dig up that piece of paper.
Got some of it.
Okay, so we're consistent, because I don't want someone to say, hey, I gave $5,000, I gave $2,500, and then this person gave $2,500 and they got their name and I didn't, and so we just want to be consistent, which is
Sure.
why we would want a policy, but
Right.
just to make you aware, there was something that we did.
I'm sure there was.
The president, Glenn, was kind of in charge of that when
Mhm.
we did that, but
And you have that documentation.
when you have that.
So what we're going to do going forward, we hope the board will approve, is that the name will be on that object for 10 years. I think it's 10, we decided 10, but if you donated it to like this meeting room, if there was somebody that donated, an organization that donated to it in like, say, 2026, their name's gonna be on it, and in 2020, in 2036, there might be a different organization, but their name will still be recognized as the dates for that first 10 years. We won't take their name.
I got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there,
Mhm.
at this time perpetually, they'll be somewhat recognized for supporting the library.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
and our next meeting is March 3rd at 5 p.m.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. I forgot to thank you, Becky, but thank you, Becky. All right. And then for strategic planning, we did not meet in January. And so I have no updates at this time. Our next meeting's in March.
It is, but I shared with all of you on the strategic planning committee that I would share, and I shared with them separately too. Everything I reshared 2024, which you would have already gotten last year. I shared with you the complete 2025. I did not print those. I thought we'd save a trade.
Sure.
You've got them electronically, your board trustees folder. What you see here is what strategic planning committee we talked about back in December as potential for this year, and Jen touched upon this before that that, you know, certain things that we're gonna want this plan to continue. Obviously, this is not gonna be the last year. So there's a number of things on here that we put on here as for year 3, thinking that we would be able to get to that one, because it's a partnership or getting together with planning and coordinating with like the senior center, Parks and Rec department. That's obviously, that's gotta be put off. We can't do more than what we're doing with them because they're not ready, obviously. That's in strategy 1 and in strategy 2. So that will be relooked at. Another reason to continue the plan. The other thing in red here is I'm asking for the ambassadors program to, I need another year before I tackle that one.
Okay,
With the work on the millage, and the capital, improvement plan, I need some time to work on that. So I'm just asking for a little, put that library ambassadors portion off.
Okay.
Going forward in blue, you'll see the established regular and consistent annual planning faculty needs and donor stewardship. This is definitely something I want to do. I definitely hope that by the end of the year, I'm able to get something, especially out in the late fall, when it's a really good time to get that kind of stuff started. I really appreciate the stuff that Gwen has shared with me from the New York Public Library. I'm just so impressed with that, and it's been stuff I've been sharing with the friends, just stuff that we can do here, not that we have to have a tree. So I do see us being able to really touch upon that tactic. Obviously, we're going to re-up millage one, because that's something that's continuing, we're working on that. Align library investments and fundraising with future capital needs. So yeah, again, working on that capital improvement plan is going to help us see what we need, where we need to put our investments and our fundraising. So that's well, working on. And speaking of social media, analyze library use and customer feedback to determine marketing successes and gaps. I have a lot of staff that have great goal ideas for this one. So kudos to them. So we're going to see a lot of good work done on that. And then, of course, strategic planning committee will need to work to evaluate, update, and yes, extend the strategic plan. So that's something that I could start to talk about in March. What does that look like? I think coming back to, I think we even need to look at the goals themselves. We want to achieve the goals. Come up with a few more different strategies that definitely can be done by the teams, by the committee, and by the board. So I think we need to do this. Thoughts?
Nope. Sounds good. All right. So moving on to old business, I've got millage discussion on the agenda next.
Okay, so we did hear back from the attorney. What I've shared with you in the board packet here is, and what you've seen before. And again, I want to reiterate that everything is in your millage folder, which is in the board trustees folder on Drive. So this is you'll see the millage verbiage from the political consultant.
Is that this one?
Yes, that's that one.
The 2022 resolution and millage proposal. As you'll tell it is because it's signed by Karen,
Right.
okay? And then you'll see the new one that is from the attorney for this year's millage. I would just say that I am not fond of what is being provided. I think the word new is inappropriate.
It's on the back, if you look at the
It is
back.
on that and it's in the resolution.
It's broken out in the resolution.
Oh,
And then
I'm
the
sorry,
verbiage
what
that
the
follows the
policies.
millage proposal is actually in the back of that document.
Resolution is basically the millage proposal broken out. So. It just troubles me. I'm not happy with that. I don't know how to see it.
Well, and this is in, here's my take on it. So looking at all of these, I actually like what the consultant wrote. And I'm disappointed that the attorney didn't actually comment when April asked them to comment on it. There was no comment on it. Instead, we just received back what their proposal is. In 20, and I like 2022's verbiage. Specifically, if you're looking at that verbiage from 2022, it's so the way it was written, shall the previously authorized increase in the tax limitations and blah, 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 blah. As reduced by the required millage rollback be renewed at the reduced rate, and it showed our reduced rate, and to restore lost millage increased by the amount of blah, 0.80831 of taxable value, total amount of not to exceed a half a mil. Okay. I liked the way that was written. And basically it's at that top part. But if you look at what our attorney wrote, they said, shall the White Lake. Couple things surprised me. She took out the tax limitation Article 9, Section 6. And that's not even in here. Okay, so shall the White Lake Township Library, Oakland County, Michigan be authorized? And I do like the Oakland County, Michigan, be authorized to levy a millage annually in an amount not to exceed 0.3861 mil per 1,000 taxable value, of which 0.603 mil is a renewal of the previously authorized millage that expired in 2025, and 0.0258 mil is a new additional to restore the millage loss as a result of the Headley millage reductions. So the thing that I don't like in the new one is she says 0.025 mil is a new additional millage. I don't like that verbiage.
Well, it's not true.
It's not true.
So we had the same discussion in 2022.
Mhm. And we didn't listen to her.
We didn't listen to her then either. Because we don't like that word new, additional. And so, because, what we used in 2022 was that we're renewing what we have and we're restoring what was lost.
Mhm.
I don't like the first sentence where in 2022 either though, where she says the authorized increase. If you look at the public consultant, that's further down. I think when you see increase in that first sentence, it's gonna turn you off.
Okay.
But that's why I liked the political consultants shall the previously authorized millage.
Okay.
Mhm.
Reauthorize.
I mean, he mentions like the increase of the point for the Headley lower down, but I think if you see it increase at first sentence, people are gonna automatically say no.
Same thing with the word new,
Yeah,
because it's really not an increase and it's really not new.
No,
We're just
trying to
renewing the
survive.
old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we can do a couple things. We can look at his and take it back to the attorney and say, this is the one the board really likes. Is there any legal reason we cannot use this? One of the things though that I notice in his is so he says, shall the previously authorized millage of 0.360 mils be reauthorized for 8 years for the purpose of operating, equipping, and providing, so this is our operating one, or any other purpose authorized by law for library services, and shall the township, we can't say the township. It has to say okay. Cause he just, and I think that was a mistake on his part, isn't it? And shall the township be authorized to levy this? Oh, no, I'm
They're the
sorry.
ones that
No,
collected,
you're right.
yeah.
I misread it.
Okay.
Raising an estimated, and we're sure that's 650 and that's because the attorney came up with 670.
Yeah,
And I'm like, these numbers don't match, but you say it's 650. Okay,
multiple times.
okay.
I would like to ask that too, to be quite honest with you, because I.
And would be renewed at the reduced amount and to restore lost millage increase. And so what he says, here, when he says, this millage under blah, 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 that's exactly what the first one said, that, on 2022 says at the beginning. So Becky's saying that she likes it reversed a little bit, like the consultant did. The proposed millage is a renewal of previously authorized millage and the restoration of previously authorized millages losses. But it's sort of repetitive.
Well, do we have to say 1, 2, 3, the fourth line up? Do we have to use the word increased? By the amount of,
Well, I think you have to say that because we're renewing it and then increasing it.
Yes, I think, yes, and
So we do have to say that,
Yeah.
but, like, even if we did the 2022, but took that, I don't know why we have to say increase in that first sentence.
mm-hmm,
Cause it's, I like how he just says, shall the previously authorized millage be reauthorized?
Okay. If we don't agree tonight, if we, I mean, we still have to take this back to the lawyer. We have to vote on this at the end of March. We don't have, it has to be done.
And what's the timing on that? Just
To get
so
it-
that I understand.
We have to have it turned in April.
Okay.
So we have to have it.
That's good. Makes sense to me. You have to have it turned in to the township.
The county,
so are we gonna,
it goes to the county.
Oh, it does.
Township, we don't even have to turn it into the township, has to be turned into the county. You look at what was, done in, 2022, it goes to the county.
so to get our wording straightened out, are we going to start with consultant or are we gonna start with library, legal, the legal?
I think we all, as we're having this discussion, Becky and I both really like the consultant.
Well, let's start with that.
Right,
Okay.
okay, so,
I think the question is that, or the issue is that the lawyer is just not responding to the questions that we ask. Like, what is wrong with this? Or why can't we use this?
Well, she didn't say we couldn't, she just gave us
She
different
didn't- yeah,
language.
But she didn't address anything. of
I
this.
wouldn't, I would just send this back to her, however we wordsmith it, and say, please prove or provide specific
Mhm.
specific examples of what doesn't work. Because this has been approved by the board and this is what we're moving forward with unless
unless legally we can't.
legally we can't. I mean, I don't think we need to reference her old one. I don't think we need to reference O2. I think we just need to take this, tweak it and say, this is what we're doing.
So, for me, when we dealt with this with the policy stuff, changes to our policy. And I brought up in a situation and then, that ended up getting sent back. Now, the documentation we got back from the attorney, same attorney, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Had some documentation with the hows and whys she made her decisions.
She did not.
We didn't see nothing.
Well,
She didn't provide
She
that to-
didn't
We
do
didn't
it.
see none of that.
Right.
Yeah, and she didn't do it. We asked.
That's
her
what
to.
I'm asking.
No, she did not provide it.
Yeah, and she
Now,
didn't do
was
what we
she-
asked her
did
to do.
did we ask last time for it? To have the explanation or?
April sent it to her and I'm assuming you asked her to.
What?
Okay, so it's a simple ask and we might have gotten.
Yeah.
A better explanation of why the changes.
Mhm.
Okay. Because it makes sense to me that we
Well,
would
it's not
want to
even-
know why.
It's not even changes. It's like she did her own thing.
Well, I mean, there's words in one that aren't in the other and vice versa.
Okay.
I mean, one addresses the Michigan Constitution, the other one addresses the Headley Act. I'm not seeing both.
Well,
of them
isn't
have
the
same
Headley Act
word.
part of the Constitution?
Okay, my point is that she is skipped around and
Yeah.
just used the Headley Act, which,
Uh-huh,
Which is the Headley.
okay, so
okay.
the difference is if you read this at the ballot box, right? You're going to say the Michigan Constitution, And most people will go, wait a minute, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then the other way is to say the Headley Act, well, if you pay taxes, you don't understand what the Headley Act is. So I think two different messages will be given depending on which word you use.
We could put both sets of.
I don't care either way. I'm just saying
No, I'm just
No,
saying
I
we
think
could
that
put both
William's got
sets
a
of
good
words
point.
in there. We could reference the Headley Act and we could say it's part of the Michigan Constitution for people who are uninformed.
My original email from her was that our library board has prepared the verbiage for our 2025 millage this coming August.
And that was the consultants first.
Yes, they are
Okay.
requesting a renewal and restore option. Would you please take a look and make sure it is legally sound? If you need any additional information, please let me know.
And what we got back was this
Uh,
different.
April, I'm happy to assist. We charge a flat fee to create or review valid proposals based on the amount levied in the first year. For yours, it would be X amount of money. Let me know if that works. If that works, thank you so much. And then she sent me basically voice memo thing to sign, attach requested information, as well as an example of how we are hoping we can word the millage. And, no. So there was nothing that came through that was,
Why?
you can't use X because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to see because I'm,
Isn't it just a simple ask at this point?
right.
Can you provide
Is it
this in
ask
X
it
amount of
paid for,
days?
or is
Why
it
you made the
what-
changes
or-
from what we gave you? And then that way we'll have it ahead of time, and that way you could put it on the drive and we could actually see it before we even have to think about talking about it again.
I would email it out.
Do you think that it would be another X amount of dollars, or do you think this comes under,
I can't speak for
you
that.
did it once?
I would hope that it would, but it's an attorney.
I
Well,
thought I
I
heard you
would
say it
put
was a
that
flat
in
fee.
the note.
I
I
would.
write to her, I would expect this to be covered under what we already paid you for.
Well, yeah, you just read in your email said that, yeah, no problem, we work with a flat fee, that based on cost of millage or whatever, per year.
William, you were talking about Michigan Constitution Headley. Which one did you say? Do you think would it be better?
No, I'm not having an opinion on which is
Okay.
better. I'm just saying, reading one versus the other is gonna take your brain in a different spot.
I actually like the Headley amendment in there.
Okay.
Most people know the Headley amendment.
Right. I do.
And
Whether
we
you can hate it and vote
So I
against
think
it.
if you're gonna, if that was preference, you could probably change that, of course, I mean, if that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I've ever seen a millage thing that said Michigan Constitution without Headley in it. It always says Headley on it, somewhere.
Has the Headley Act
We
been
didn't
around
say it
since
last time.
1960?
We didn't say Headley amendment last time. It's not in it.
In 22?
Yep.
Thought I saw it.
Has Headley been around since 63? Yes. I didn't know that.
I
It's
think.
been around.
Yes, it.
Well, how could it be in the 63 Constitution?
Because that's the last time the Constitution was ratified in Michigan.
All
It's
right.
not been changed other than amended,
Okay.
which is actually possibly gonna change here.
Okay.
Fire used it in their 2022.
They didn't use Headley either.
They did not.
Ours is very similar to what the police and fire
It says
did.
right here, Headley Amendment.
That's the new one.
No, it's not.
That's the new one, because it's not
Yes, that's
signed.
the new one.
Oh, this is
That's the new one from the lawyer.
we need like different.
And really, our
For
biggest
April
issue
or
is we
something.
don't like that she put in here is new additional millage.
No, I don't like the
Right.
word new either.
Because I do like, I mean, she doesn't say increase in here
On the new one, yeah.
on the new one. Shall Michigan be authorized to levy a millage annually in the amount not to exceed 3.86 mils? I do like what he said, reauthorized.
I do too.
Yeah, I like the first line. Let's
Okay.
move on, for the consultant version. So let's move on to the second one.
Yeah, I would like to take, get it,
Do we have a question still on the 650,000 versus 670,000?
April says it's 650.
I say, I looked at it 3 ways to Tuesday.
Okay, it's 650. Okay, so
I don't.
we'll drop that.
So I think she's where he says like increase for the 0.0258. She puts the new additional instead. Or he said to restore loss.
He says restored lost millage, yes.
I think he does say increase.
Why don't we just say?
Restore loss millage increased by the amount of 0.02.
I wouldn't even use the word increase. I would say if you crossed out the word increased and to restore lost millage by the amount of 0.0258. Why couldn't we say it that way? Is that too
Okay,
vague?
because when I, yes.
For
when I was-
a total of.
Because when I was reading this earlier too, Jen, where it
Mhm.
says, yeah, that expired 2025 and 0.0258 mil, why can't we say mil to restore the millage rate lost and remove the new additional? Why can't we just remove those two words?
Which one?
Okay, so if we look at hers,
I understand what you're saying.
shall, yeah, and so if we look at hers and say be authorized to levy the millage annually in an amount not to exceed 0.3861 mils, of which 0.360 mil is a renewal of the previously authorized millage that expired in 2025, and 0.0258 mil to
Mhm.
restore the millage lost as a result of the Headley Amendment millage reductions against the taxable property in the township. Why can't we just take out new additional millage?
Mhm. That's, yeah, I agree. And then do we need to say
Right.
for a total of 0.361, whatever, two, whatever?
Well, I do think that we
I
should
think we
say
need to
that.
have the total,
Yeah, for a total of,
but I don't even see that she's got that in here.
She
No,
does
no,
not.
she does at the top. For
Okay,
an amount not
that's-
to
yeah.
exceed.
yeah,
Yes, she does at the top. I looked at that
oh,
earlier.
that's hers, that's not his.
Yes, but I think that honestly, I don't have any problem with hers if we actually just remove those three words, new additional millage.
All she did was add them in. For the most part.
We use the word increase in 2022.
No, I know, but I'm looking at
Yes.
force marks,
Right,
right? And all she did was insert
and I think we had that problem in 2022.
is a new additional millage. You know, if you take it out, you know, you can come over here to the other one and you can read, you know, it's what did I just lose it? And to restore lost millage.
I still like the.
Well, either way, it says an increase
Well,
because he
actually,
says
so there's four words is
force mark says increase at the right afterwards.
right.
Yeah, he said increase in there.
But he doesn't
she
say
said
it fire.
New,
It's kind of
yeah,
down a ways.
yeah.
Which is
I would not use either, I would not use the word new nor the word increase. Okay, so.
So should we say?
Are we in agreement
an
with that?
additional 0.0258 mil to restore the millage lost? Because I think we're gonna have to use something.
Something to say.
Yes.
Addition.
Yeah, millage attrition due to the Headley Act.
So we could say not to exceed 0.3861 mil,
No, when I'm done.
of which 0.3603 mil is a renewal of the previously authorized millage that expired in 2025, and an additional 0.0258 mil to restore the millage lost as a result of the amendment.
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay,
For a total of,
and an addition,
Well,
so,
the total's above it, right?
right,
oh wait, are we back to her version? I was
Yeah.
looking at his
Yeah.
version. I'm sorry.
so what do you think, April?
That's fine, I just prefer his opening sentence. Because if I'm in the voting booth, I read shall the previously authorized. Those words right there are gonna tell me,
I've already
okay.
voted yes.
I must
Okay.
have voted for this
Yeah.
before,
Previously.
Yeah.
Authorized,
I don't know.
okay. Because we definitely have to have our voting hats on here, right?
Mhm.
Mhm. Can we just take out her first, like, beginning?
Go back to her.
So instead of saying shall like township, charter township,
Shall the-
shouldn't it even be the library?
Yeah, I know that. I
Shall
was
the-
gonna say.
It doesn't even say library.
Are we starting,
Because
we're
then it's
starting
looking
with
at
her
hers.
version.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna say, well,
Okay.
wait a minute.
So instead, say like, shall the previously authorized millage, so take like the first sentence of the consultant, because she doesn't even have library in there on that first.
Yes, because we could say that shall the previously authorized millage
Mhm.
be reauthorized for 8 years. But he doesn't say.
No, I like that she though has that all together, so like
Yes.
even if it was shall the previously authorized millage of. So was it was previously authorized as 0.38 or 0.36?
3861. Yes.
So would we be able to say shall the previously authorized millage of 0.3861 be reauthorized for 8 years? For the
To levy a millage
or
annually.
be authorized to levy a millage annually in an amount not to exceed. Oh wait, I don't know, that's not what, hang on, I gotta think about this.
I know, it's not the easiest, right? Because it's,
Trying to merge them.
Well, doesn't the attorney's version here, when you start at the shall? I read the first sentence 3 times just now. And then when you skip past that and you go down to the bottom, and all of a sudden now you're talking about the library. Kind of like, almost makes it seem like the library is part of the township.
Mhm.
well, but the township does collect the money for us.
Okay,
That's it.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, and that's why library isn't at the beginning.
Yeah, but if you notice in Forsmark's version, he mentions the library way
Yeah.
before it's mentioned over here.
Yeah,
He doesn't do it in the first half of the
No.
first sentence, you know.
that's in.
He does it in the very end. I mean, little long sentences with 20 commas, right?
They say the attorneys want to be reauthorized. No, I guess they're authorized no matter what to levy.
Can we say shall the previous millage of 0.3861 mil authorized by Article 9, Section 6
That's what's over it.
of the Michigan Constitution in
Doesn't have to
the,
vote on something, it's fine.
You're looking at 2022, right?
Excuse myself for a minute.
wait a minute, am I?
Yes, you're looking at 2020.
No, it's not saying.
Look at,
You said it's fine.
don't look at the old.
Take it away.
And I honestly think, I do like the first verbiage of the consultant, okay? Shall the previously authorized millage be reauthorized? I like that.
Well, why does it say that the original millage was 0.3603 when it was really originally approved at 3.821?
That's why I was asking if it's supposed to be 0.3861 or the 3603, because she says not to exceed that.
Right,
Where
not to, because that's the total.
0.3803 is the renewal.
It's the current one.
So technically, we're renewing what they're currently paying at.
Right,
0.3603,
because every year it goes down with the Headley Amendment.
and then restoring the Headley.
But it was previously authorized
You know,
at
we went through this the
3.861.
last time. We have to say what it is today.
Okay,
We do have to say what it
so
is
we
today.
can't say the 0.36
Right.
or 0.3.
Shall the previously authorized millage currently at 0.3601?
Because she does say it's a renewal.
Maybe we're making too much out of it.
Yeah.
If we just change it. That is
I think that might be.
an additional 0.0258 to restore the millage rate lost as a result.
Yes.
I would like to see library mentioned sooner though.
But if you look at what we did in 2022, it's not.
I know, but with everything.
And it's not either in his.
Now, it will say
Because-
above that, not to, but it will say above that,
It says the library proposal. Right.
it will say.
I mean,
I'm
it's,
just,
and we're the only millage on there, and it is for the library.
So, I guess
just
that's-
makes me nervous with how people are upset about spending money on the township.
Yeah.
That,
Right.
it doesn't say White Lake Charter Township Library, it just says White Lake Charter Township.
But also the last word, if they do read,
That's the thing, they gotta read all the way to the end.
well, before they get to yes or no, it's gonna say library, it's gonna say the township library. And I don't, you have the documentations up, what did the fire department say, and the police say? Where was their,
Excuse me, shall the previously authorized increase in the tax limitations imposed under Article 11 as reduced by the required,
but where do they put the police and fire?
it's right up at it's up at the top. It's a separate, you have Charter Township of White Lake, where ours would be the library, and then it says police millage renewal proposal. Ours would say library.
Right.
millage.
So there,
But
there's,
in the document itself, when they say police or fire, where's that at? It's probably not at the beginning either.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's more than half.
Okay, so, I'm gonna recommend that we just, take back to her after 2025 and an additional 0.0258 mil and use hers.
Okay, so just get that, 2025 and additional 0.0258 mil.
to restore.
To restore the millage.
Okay.
So forwards leave is an additional millage, is no. And before 0.0258, we add an additional 0.0258 to restore the millage lost as a result of the Headley Amendment millage reduction.
So just that small change.
Yep.
I will send that back.
Anybody?
Can we say that without saying additional?
Well, I don't think so.
No, I don't think,
I don't think we have to
I think
say.
additional though is better than increase
Right.
or new.
Yeah,
Mhm.
new addition is, that could be a sticking point. Yeah, like the additional better than that.
Okay. And the word restore is in there.
They go right to it, so an additional, well, I want to restore. Train lost.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It'd be nice if you could just bold certain.
I know.
Read this.
Restore loss.
Right,
Take it, boss.
so I don't think we have to vote on this.
Does someone read it through the way it's going back to the?
So this is just the language that'll be shown on the ballot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
right.
so, because they don't actually see.
No, they don't see this. This has to be signed by Carrie and it can be taken to the county. I mean, it can be taken over to the
So this is
township,
just the
but it really,
document file the language.
but it really goes to the county. I, the undersigned, duly qualified and acting secretary of the White Lake Township Library, Oakland County, Michigan. And this goes to the county.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, the first
Right.
part is just a standard.
It's just a resolution for the ballot proposal. Right. Yep. And then this is actually the ballot proposal verbiage.
So nothing in our changes is gonna affect anything written on this other page.
She may, change a couple words in here, but
Oh, okay.
because she may, because the
Yes.
last sentence, it's the last paragraph, she says in here, it's previously authorized millage that expired in 25 and 2.58 mil is a new additional millage. We want her to change that
Right, right.
little section. Okay, and that's it.
She'll just change the legal
Yes.
piece.
And everything else is going to stay the same.
So the exact changes now, we're not gonna vote on this right this minute? She's gonna run it by the attorney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
We're not voting on what we're sending or saying that's okay.
I mean, we could make a vote, we could vote, that this is the verbiage that we want. But if she comes back and says something different,
No, no, yeah.
we're gonna be voting again.
Okay,
So we're taking out 4 words and adding 2.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you feel like other previous board members are back?
Yes, no?
I'm feeling like other previous board
You
members.
Answer the question.
But it's
So since I was not there, what does that mean?
no, but it's important. It's
You know.
some of it's very, very important that we get this right.
Well, of course, because I don't know if I mean, how many people you guys talk to out in our township, but what they're tired of seeing is 4 library lines on their tax bill.
3, 4,
What's 4?
there's 4, our building.
That's the issue. And that really grinds them. And I think I warned you guys that Oakland County is coming with some increased costs that we're gonna see. Now, they might not be on the August ballot. They'll probably be on the
Right.
November ballot. So,
At some point, we are gonna have to be brave and maybe combine a couple. We can't ever combine, well, one, the building's gonna roll off, right? That the building funding is gonna roll off. That's gonna be gone. Two, we have a perpetual one that we can never touch and it can't be rolled into anything else.
good.
And so we're always gonna have a minimum of three. Well, I take that back. We'll always have a minimum of two until the building's paid for.
Correct.
20.
And it, when is
When does the building get paid off?
there is
Was
it's
projected.
written on our tax bill,
Because that should eliminate one permanent.
right? And we
Mhm.
could at some point, when people aren't really upset about taxes, combine two. But if we combine those, the issue we have is then we could possibly lose
All
all
of it.
funding to keep the building open. And that's been our issue because
2037? Okay, 11 years.
it will be paid off in 11 years. So
So it was a 15,
15-year bond.
15-year bond.
So, it was a 20-year
It
bond?
was 20.
That makes sense. Yeah, because yeah.
Because you got it before it started
Right.
building.
So-
Yep.
So the township holds the bond.
Well, we don't want them touching our bond, too many more bonds.
Hmm.
For a while.
I think the important thing is when you're out in the community is that's not funding. That's not helping keeping the doors open.
Right, this is an operating millage.
Yeah.
Well, and that is, I guess did we say that?
Wait a minute, can you retract, can you go backwards and explain?
This is an operating millage, so,
So the millage to pay for the buildings, the millage to pay for buildings, set that aside.
right,
Now to operate the building means everything included, right?
mhm.
Power, taxes, whatever, blah, 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 right? Employees.
And if they're all operating,
And it takes us 3 villages to do that.
yes,
Yes.
Now, I said it that way because if you had to sit down and explain it to 100 people that are gonna vote, you know, you're gonna get a lot of push. Because they're gonna. You
one of
have
them was
three?
one of them was perpetual when when we were developed. And that one can't be changed.
I'm
and that-
playing devil's advocate.
Right,
you know.
and to expand the services outside of the basement of the little white building on M59.
Oh, that one.
Yes,
So you're talking about way back, not from
when we
Melissa.
first started,
Okay.
When we
Right.
first started it.
That's the
to
perpetual.
expand, yeah.
Like
that's the perpetual.
1975 or.
Yeah.
Then now I got a little.
So to
Respect,
expand
no.
beyond the basement of the little white building, we needed a new millage. When we did and correct me if I'm wrong, but when the building was expanded, that's behind the current township, then we did another millage.
That is paid off.
Right, but I don't remember, I thought that was why we ended up with that second millage, and I don't really know why there's 2 millages instead of 1.
I think there's 2, so we would alternate the years, so we wouldn't lose total funding if things didn't
Okay.
pass.
But many times we've had previous directors that were really pushing us to do 1 millage, and my biggest concern is if we lose that, we are closing the library.
You lose which one?
If we lose if we combine the 2 that we have the option to combine, and we lose that millage, we close the library.
Okay, so you're saying being separate, you at least got one, and we're gonna get the other one.
We'd be letting a lot of staff go and reducing hours.
Mhm. Okay. Sir, can I ask, did you sign in as public? Did you have, well, I was gonna say, we've already passed the comment section, so I was gonna ask. That's fine. We're on our last set of items here. Under new business. We've
Okay.
got
So this is from.
exhibits and displays.
Yes, this is
Right.
from the policy committee, in which we met on February 23rd. In our administrative policies, 1G exhibits and displays. One of the things we don't really actually have verbiage for, and it's written in here, it's just literally one small sentence. We don't have anything in there that talks about just the electronic sign,
Okay.
okay? April had a request from somebody who rented this room
Mhm. To
to
put
be
it out
able to put their information out there. And, we're a little concerned that then everybody that comes in even rents a smaller room. That would, and so we think, so we really had a long talk about it during the policy meeting, that, that is to really advertise the
The
programs.
program.
The programs that are going on at the library. It's exclusive library use. So we're asking the board to approve the additional sentence to exhibit and displays, section 1G, that just says the outdoor electronic sign is for library use only.
Yeah,
And then we don't have any,
that's fine. Let's vote.
Not a question.
it's not a question, and
Okay.
it's not, it's not them,
He did it, why can't I?
exactly. Exactly. And then we're not having it full of, what if we rent this room out 15 times in a month?
Uh-huh.
And we have all of this different stuff,
Yeah.
and we're losing out.
You lose content.
Base.
So when they rent this room for financial reviews, meetings for retirees and whatever, is that a program or is that their thing?
We have done programs, there's also rentals.
Okay, so if it's a program in our newsletter, on our docket, they can use it, and if it's on theirs,
Just renting.
no.
Right.
Okay, so we're clear.
So I'm making a motion that we approve the admit 1G exhibits and displays as presented to the board.
Second, Carrie? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4 yes votes.
Thank you.
And then new business, April, the annual report.
So the draft, few pictures I'd like to change on it. And I'm asking, as we did last year, just for your feedback, on what you think. Any changes, what's it look like, we really just basically went with the same as we did last year, just updated information.
Which pictures do you want to change?
I'm glad you asked. As much as I love the seeing all of your wonderful faces on the front one, I
Oh.
do think that
Really? Come on.
is my, I just think this year is not
The big one?
year to have that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna totally agree.
No, I just,
I thought about that when I saw it
Yeah.
online. I'm like,
when it first was on there, I was like, oh, that's great, and then I was like, maybe not this year.
Okay,
So we'll get some patrons on there, at least.
but keep
that
the
aren't-
friends sign on there, the friends check?
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
She's just talking about the one right in the center.
The big group.
The big one.
Yeah.
Like to see a little bit more of the activities. It's nice that, we got so many nice plaques this year and people were so generous to come and give us the
Mhm.
representations. I love seeing our firefighters.
Oh, yeah, I was-
Tree, the blessing.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Could the firefighter one be on the front instead?
Very-
Yeah, you guys are gonna play with it, right? So I love the 2025 by the numbers. I think in 2022, when we were doing a millage, I think this somehow, and I could be wrong, but I think this ended up on the summer newsletter,
I'll take a look, yeah.
don't you?
And
We had a piece of piece of paper people could take that just gave stats.
we have everything.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanna do with this, report is we're going to use it in different ways. So with all of our nice new monitors, not new monitors, but our new cloud system software, we can easily break this out and boom, put that, this many visitors in 2025, this blah, blah, blah. This many books for this, it can just be on there as part of, you have programs, you have
Sure.
stats, you have this, and so that we can further break this out.
So for the month of, I was thinking about this today after I read this too. These 2025 by the numbers, is it possible to put these stats in the rotation on the sign? For
Yeah.
like, for 4 to 6 weeks before the election.
Sure.
I'm thinking, and you say, and it, well, we don't want to just say 80,942 visits to library, because people might think that just is for,
We'll find some way to make
Yeah.
it so it makes sense
Right.
on that sign.
That's a lot to read when you're driving by. I'm just gonna throw this real quick suggestion.
Right.
So like if, however you format it, right, really doesn't make a difference, but if you could only put half the information on one side of the sign, as soon as it flips to the other side of the sign? Or do we not have that control? And then the other half could be here. So I'm driving
The other
and
half-
I'm reading and I go back and I can look in my rear view and see what the hell.
Well, they're actually two different displays now. So, because I've done that, I've been going forward and reading, and then I look in the mirror to see if I can see the other side, and it's different.
That's what I mean.
Because the new sign is different. You can
Could be
do.
timed yet, or you have to put that.
So I don't know how long it stays up. Well, how long does each little thing?
No, it's about,
5 seconds, 10 seconds?
I think it's like 10 or 11 seconds
yeah.
have to be to
it's
dissolve.
that amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was just looking at it the other day and trying to, what am I passing?
Yeah, I just think that there's gonna be some cute way to put these down here that.
You guys read backwards?
Well, I can, Euro.
That's distracting, right? That's against the law.
Yeah, so it's my cell phone.
Go read.
Okay, Mr. Romich, we heard you. Okay. There's just gotta be few ways that we can do those statistics to, you know.
All right.
So what do you do with this?
So, Julia,
This is our annual report that goes.
question. We, last year, when we switched to this last year, it used to be just that.
Mhm.
We switched to this because we really wanted to let people know all the wonderful things that staff do. We only printed about 100 and we just keep them low for people to grab,
Okay.
but more importantly, it's on the website, in a PDF, and we make a cute video.
I'm
It-
assuming like, you know how in the app you have the winter reading bingo, I'm assuming you could put like
We would put.
a headline there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, again, it's a draft. If you can, you could take it home, you can bring it back to me and let me know, and I can bring you a final draft next month.
Okay.
So this is on the drive then?
It is.
Okay.
So feedback to April. All righty.
Okay, it's a copy here, we have to think something should be worded differently, let me know.
Okay.
The consensus was to change the main picture on the font.
Yeah. Might put 2 pictures in there? Even?
We could get one of them together again.
No, thank you.
Our picture's already on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the back.
Once
It's
isn't it?
scrambled all over.
Yeah, true.
Truly, once isn't.
On the back.
Well, you're on several lives. That's your fault.
Well, but people aren't looking that close. I just
It'd
happen
be
to.
interesting to see like a picture of use of the idea or the library thing.
Mhm, yes, for sure.
What's
Like
this
maybe a
picture?
program in there.
What's the picture of? Oh my God, I forgot her name.
Maria.
Maria.
Oh, yeah.
What is that little thing she's with?
So that is the Mel cat.
Oh, yeah.
Cat.
Okay.
That visited all the libraries this year.
Alrighty. She should be holding a handful of seeds too. That's the other thing I associate Maria with is the seed catalog.
Oh, she is.
I know she does all kinds of stuff. I know that.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
next to mascots.
That's what I was thinking, that's not the mascot.
I have heard
And then
people over and over
figured it out.
again say, you saved my life. You're in the library.
She does great, yeah.
She does a great job.
Oh, I have a story about that.
Okay. So does that close the meeting agenda? Any other announcements? Do you want to say anything? Are you good?
No, okay.
Okay.
You're not observed, but I'm on an issue paper. I just want to see how you run things.
Oh, okay, okay. So then I'd like someone to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the White Lake Library Board of Trustees on February 25, 2026 at 8:06 p.m.
Second.
Are you sure? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Who am I giving that second to?
Will,
You are.
he was